Hello, this is Wissam Sarka. I will talk today about IELTS Task 3. This is the book we depend on. It includes the 4 skills, but I only focus on the speaking skill now. So that we have 3 tasks. In the previous recording, I talked about extended speaking. In this recording, and the one before, I talked about familiar discussion, short questions usually. Today, I'll talk about the third and last task of IELTS speaking tasks. It should be 4 to 5 minutes, and it's about it's topic discussion. It's about abstract ideas. This is supposed to be difficult because it's not easy to talk about abstract ideas. It's not like in the second task where usually describe things you can see. Abstract ideas are things usually you can't see, emotions and thoughts. Let's start and see what exactly is meant by that. These are some tips I talked about before. I always focus again on the most important thing here, just to which is to organize and link your ideas and sentences appropriately. So using conjunctions, like say and, but, for, on the other hand, because, and talking clearly at normal speed, so not very fast, not very slow, and using a wide range of structures and vocabulary. So a very simple vocabulary is not okay here because you will not get high mark and you will not be interesting when you speak, apart from marks. And the same for structures. That's okay to always use simple present, simple past. You should use other tenses. You should use perfect tenses, continuous tenses. You should use affirmative, passive or active, not only all the time active, conditional sentences, example. So the previous meeting, the topic was changing places, about describing places. The one before, it was about meeting people. This one is, what do you really know about food? So the topic today is food, and we will have some collocations that are useful when you want to talk about food in the end of this summary. Okay, so here the book presents some questions to make you understand some vocab and use some vocab about food. What do you really know about food? Fresh fruit and vegetables are better than frozen fruit and vegetables. True or false? Sure, this is easy to guess. It's true. But fresh fruit and vegetables, so this is like collocation in a way. We don't say vegetables and fruit. We say fruit and vegetables. Fruit also has got no S. We can use it with S, but not here. In a different context when we emphasize that different kinds of fruits are fruit. So here usually we just say fruit and vegetables. This order, no S here, S here. No S with fruit, S with vegetables. How many portions, how many parts, let's say, how many pieces of fruit and vegetables should we try to eat each day? 5 portions of fruit plus 5 portions of vegetables, 10 in total. 5 portions of fruit and vegetables excluding potatoes. So the total is 5, but without potatoes. 5 portions of either this or this, including potatoes, that kind. The answer is not very important here. I guess it's the first answer anyway, but I'm not sure. So if you're trying to lose weight, so lose weight again, which of the following foods should be most strictly limited? Bread, biscuits, bananas, pastry, chips, potatoes. It seems all of them. Yeah, all of them look rich in fat and such in calories. So another question: semi-skimmed milk contains less calcium than full cream milk. True or false? You know, semi-skimmed milk, it's popular in some shops. They say it's something like about not a lot of fat in it, but I don't think it affects the calcium anyway. I guess it's just false. Which of the following foods are good source of calcium? So just focus on the language, source of calcium. Semi-skimmed milk, full cream milk, contains less calcium. So calcium, is it yogurt, By the way, we can write yogurt with GH or only with G without H. Both of them is okay. Beef, fruit juice, cheese, pasta, sardines. I guess sardines are full of calcium, I believe. Foods containing sugar are essential for energy. I guess yes. Maybe it's not a very good source of energy, but a source of energy anyway. It's not very healthy, let me say, but I believe it gives a lot of energy. So when you want to answer these questions, you can say, you can give reasons. I think because, for example, I guess sugar is an essential source of energy because I remember when I used to teach children, kids, in the break, I would die if I don't eat something with a lot of sugar. Sugar will give me a lot of energy to go on and continue to the next class. This is an example for here. Okay. Let's go on. So say the reason is that, you can say that's why, you can mention many things here. Now, these are the questions here. This is the kind of questions we have in task 3. What kinds of food do you think we should eat and which should we avoid? So here we should talk about healthy food, unhealthy food, and we should give examples. It's not enough to say we should eat healthy food, we should avoid unhealthy food. We should give some examples. What role does food and drink play in your culture? So this is now abstract idea. Culture, food. Do you think people in your country eat better or worse nowadays than they did in the past? Two different questions, but the first one about the role of food and drink in our culture. You can say how important food in your culture is. It that important or not? How the names of some cities is related to some foods. You can give some examples. Also, you can talk, one of the students who did this assignment talked about halal and haram food, how it is part, for example, you avoid pork. This is also part of the culture, Islamic culture. Um, uh, you have special occasions, Ramadan, for example, for Muslims, how far it is related to food. Uh, so this is part of a culture, what we should eat in certain days, the sweets we make, for example, in Eid, all of these things can be valid here to talk about. Do you think people in your country eat better or worse nowadays than they did in the past? The answer could be yes or no. You just need to give examples. Why you think it's yeah. For example, you say it was ready-made food. Sorry, it was homemade food, so it was healthier. Some people will say no. We have more options. We can get healthy food from faraway places. So you can just give any valid explanation and it will be okay. So no one correct answer here. Do you think science is improving the quality of food we eat or making some foods a danger to our health? So how far science is improving the quality of the food we eat? Is it improving the quality or only the quantity? This is a discussion we can talk about. We can talk about some equipment, kitchen equipment, like the microwave, for example. Is it making food healthier or not? Science helps us now preserving food. Is that makes it healthier or less healthy? Uh, so we can talk about that. So we can answer these questions, in fact, but it's very good if we can use some sophisticated language, some collocations about food. A collocation is two or more words that naturally go together. There are many food collocations. For example, we say balanced meal, but not balanced food. If you want to translate it into your language, they might sound the same. But in English, they don't say balanced food, they say balanced meal. Using collocations makes your writing sound more natural. So grammatically, you might sound okay, but this is not English. If you say, for example, balanced food, they don't say it this way. Let's just focus more on the collocations here. Here, for example, we say high in protein, high in fat, high in fiber, high in sugar. We say fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh meat, fresh seafood. We say have breakfast. Be careful, we don't say have a breakfast or have the breakfast. No, just have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner. Have a big meal, we can say. Fresh food, processed food, junk food, delicious food. We can say a high fiber diet. a vegetarian diet, an unhealthy diet, a low-calorie diet, increased risk. So here's some problems related to food. So some foods can cause or can lead to increased risk of obesity. You know, obesity is becoming fat as a disease. Diabetes, you know, the high sugar in blood. So this is called diabetes. Cancer. So we say increased risk of diabetes, increased risk of cancer, increased risk of weight gain. Obesity and weight gain. Obesity is a disease. Weight gain, not necessarily. You might weight gain and you need it. You should gain weight, sorry. So weight gain, not necessarily something bad, not always. And not always, maybe it's not something very healthy, but it's not a disease anyway. Unless it is obesity, which is too much anyway. We should, like, as an exercise to practice, for example, quick snack. Do you say have in quick snack or whatever? So maybe you can think about them, where we should put them in the spaces. For example, do we say, for first off, for example, we say have a big snack. How about balanced? Where should we put it? Calories, fast, heart disease, ingredients. It's a good exercise to compare and try to memorize these collocations so that you can use them effectively. Another exercise here is about to choose also collocations. Do we say heavy coffee or strong coffee? In Arabic, for example, it sounds like heavy, but in English, they don't say heavy coffee. They say strong coffee. You say taste soft or delicious. Usually we say taste delicious. Healthy meal or fit meal. With meal, we say healthy, fit person first, a fit person. Instant fruit or soup, something that can be prepared quickly. It's not fruit for sure. Instant soup. Raw fish or bread that is not cooked. So we don't use it with bread, we use it with fish, raw fish. Light snack or strong snack. We say light snack, not strong snack. Empty stomach or hungry stomach. Translation, both of them might look okay, but they say empty stomach, not hungry stomach. Find your appetite means you feel like eating. Lose your appetite, you don't feel like eating. They don't say find your appetite, they say lose your appetite. So you don't feel like eating anymore. So this is some exercise. I hope it's useful. Maybe you can consider stop and try to do it again. Check here. So this was just a summary of the third unit of the book, which is extended or let's say abstract topic discussion, which is abstract ideas talking about culture. This one here might not be easy, but it's not impossible. You just know, you should know how to mention some ideas and some examples. Always remember to mention examples. That will make your answers richer and you can say more when you mention examples. Okay, that was all. Thanks for listening and goodbye.